This tutorial video will demonstrate how to turn a completed handwritten syntax tree into a digital image that can be used in assignments using SynTree. However, the language that SynTree speaks can also be used by the other online syntax trees listed in the video description. We'll be working with the following sentence. This is a WUG. Here's a picture of our completed digital syntax tree. Before we start, keep in mind that online tools can help you present the work that you've done, but with most tools, it's hard to analyze the sentence structure at the same time that you're putting in text. These tools are better at creating a digital representation of an analysis you've already done, which is why we recommend starting with a hand-drawn tree and not just the sentence from your assignment. Now we'll start putting our tree into SynTree's language. SynTree uses a bracket notation. In the bracket notation, a label is placed immediately after the opening bracket. Any other items included after that label are children of that label. So in the simplest form, we can build a bracket set out of noun WUG with the following: open bracket, capital N, space, WUG, close bracket. In SynTree, that gives us this. Now we're going to build on that and recreate the whole noun phrase in SynTree. First, we build our opening and closing brackets and put NP immediately after the open bracket. Next, we add a space and then the children of NP, the word a, space, and the bracket set we built for noun WUG. Let's take a look at all of that in SynTree. Okay, now we're ready to move up to the verb phrase. First, we'll set up our brackets with what we already know. Open bracket, capital VP, our verb branch, our noun phrase bracket set, close bracket. But how do we get this verb into order? To do this, we'll put V and is in brackets the same way we did for in and WUG. Now we have a bracket set for the verb as well, and we'll move that into position immediately after VP. We now have open bracket, VP, space, the bracket set of V and is, space, the bracket set for the noun phrase, close bracket. Here's our completed verb phrase in SynTree. We only need to move up one more layer now to create the entire sentence. Open bracket, S, the noun phrase, our verb phrase bracket set, close bracket. So now we'll translate that first noun phrase into SynTree's language. We'll add brackets and move the NP label and the terminal node into the correct order. At this point, you can see how all of the brackets nest in each other. Since they are nested, the closing brackets are placed immediately after the branch they are associated with. So the closing bracket for noun phrase this is right after the word this, and for verb is right after the word is. When we put this into SynTree, we now have a completed syntax tree for the sentence. When your image is finished, you can take a screenshot or save it as an image on your computer using right-click or control-click and selecting Save Image As. As you're branching off into your own trees, keep these tips in mind. All bracket sets must have an opening label and at most one regular word, just like all of the parts of your tree have a parent label and at most one terminal node that is a word. If a bracket set has 3 components, it will start with a label, but at least one of the other components on the right will be another set of brackets, as in our NPA in WUG example. If you're diagramming a particularly long and complicated sentence, or if you're new to online syntax trees, it can help to try building pieces from your tree and then copy your successful code for these phrases somewhere safe, like a text document. This way, if you run into complications later, you have some of the steps already in place to help you climb back up that tree.